Hey, what's going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG video, and today we're going to be taking a look at a expanded Latios Decidueye Donk deck. So with Collinsville Regionals coming up, St. Louis Regionals coming up, I just got back from Athens a few days ago. I already started looking towards the expanded regional in Collinsville with Sun and Moon legal, and this is one of the first decks I came up with that I thought actually has some potential and I think is actually pretty good. So we are going to take a look at this Latios EX Decidueye Donk deck. So of course we're going to start things off with the Latios EX here that has the fast raid attack. If you go first, you can use this attack on your first turn, so it only does 40 damage, but we have things like Plus Power and Muscle Band and Professor Kuki to boost our damage output, so we can potentially get a knockout on the first turn. And if you haven't guessed by the name of the deck, Latios Donk deck, the idea is that we win on the first turn without giving our opponent a chance. The thing that makes this different from the Latios Fortress deck that some people have played in the past is that I think this deck actually has some longevity past the first turn. The Latios Fortress deck, if you miss the turn one Donk, then you really run out of steam and there's nothing you can do in the later turns. But with Decidueye GX, I think that you have some longevity and potential to do some more stuff past the first turn. So because of that, we're going to be running a 3-3-3 Decidueye GX line, and these are printed out proxies. These are the Japanese ones. This the English scan just came out for these, so I was able to print some English scans. But Decidueye GX has an awesome ability called Feather Arrow, which says once during your turn before you attack, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So really nice way to spread damage around, and it's got 240 HP, which is just an absolutely monstrous number. So much HP, and it also has a GX attack that we can use in this deck, and I'll get to that later when we talk about the energy that we're using. But Hollow Hunt GX is such a good attack. It says for just 1 grass energy, you can put 3 cards from your discard pile into your hand. So we can use this to get back things like our Scoop Up Cyclone, our Devolution Sprays, our Professor Kuki, just to boost our damage again for the next turn if we do miss a knockout or something. So 3-3-3 Decidueye there, and then to round out the Pokemon, we are playing 4 Shaymin EX. We pretty much just have to do that in order to draw through our whole deck. Of course, Shaymin EX with the setup ability, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand, so just using this to draw through our deck really and get out all our Decidueyes and our Latioses and just doing things we need to do to win on the first turn, hopefully. And I hope that's not out of screen for you guys. I hope you guys can see that stuff. So now, for the supporters, we are only playing 1 supporter, and only 2 copies of that 1 supporter. We are playing a Professor Kuki. Professor Kuki, usually in this deck you would play a Giovanni scheme, but Professor Kuki outclasses Giovanni's in pretty much every way for this deck. It says, I don't know the exact text, and this is in Japanese, so I can't read it, but when you play this card, you boost your damage for that turn by 20, and then you also draw 2 cards. So just allowing you to draw more cards from your deck to get more pieces to the puzzle, and then also just boosting your damage for later in the turn. So continuing on here, we do have 4 Ultra Ball. I have tested Timer Ball a little bit with this to get out the evolutions for to get out the Datrix and the Decidueye, but I don't really like it that much. I think that Ultra Ball is fine, and you're going to draw through your whole deck and most likely hit all those pieces anyway, so Ultra Ball really good for that. We are pretty much like every digging card that exists we're playing in this deck, so we also have 4 Trainer's Mail just to hit all these different trainers we use to dig for pieces. We're also playing 4 Acro Bike, again, just to dig for certain pieces. And then we're also going to play 4 Roller Skates. Roller Skates isn't a card that's seen a ton of play in the past, but flip a coin if heads, draw 3 cards is pretty good in this deck. There's a lot of coin flippy type of cards in here that we'll get to later on. So, but yeah, I mean, really good if you can flip heads. If you flip tails, it's okay. You usually have other options to continue to draw. And then we also are playing 4 Puzzle of Time, just to be able to play 2 at the same time and get back things like Devolution Spray or Scoop Up Cyclone in order to continue to use our Decidueyes for more damage. So we are also playing 4 Super Scoop Ups. This is one of the ways that we have to reset our Decidueyes, and also a way we can pick up Shaymins to continue to draw through our deck. So Decidueye's ability, of course, says once during your turn, that you can do 20 damage to one of your opponents, place 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. But the way it works is if you Devolution Spray or Super Scoop Up and put it back in your hand, it becomes private knowledge, and then once you play it again, it's treated as a different Decidueye, so you can still use the ability once again, even though you've technically already used it once per turn. So that's the way we can just continue to use that ability and continue to get damage on the board. We're also playing 4 Devolution Spray for the same reason. You know, once we put it back in our hand, it becomes a new Pokemon for the most part. And also playing 4 Plus Power, just a way to increase our damage on the first turn from Fast Raid. And we are, to round out the items here, we're playing 1 Hypnotoxic Laser just as a way to get more damage out. We're playing 1 Revitalizer in case we get unlucky and discard a Decidueye or a Datrix or a Rowlet with an Acro Bike or something early on. Or like if we have to discard it with an Ultra Ball, just so you know that's an option to get things back besides Puzzle of Time. And for our A spec, we're playing Scoop Up Cyclone. The reason I decided on this, you could play Computer Search just to have like a little bit more consistency here. I really like Scoop Up Cyclone though; it just increases your damage and it's instantly resets Shaymin EX so you can reuse its ability. As far as tools, we're just playing 2 Muscle Band. We're not playing Fighting Fury Belt, we're playing Muscle Band just to get extra damage for Latios EX. Stadiums, as far as they go, we are playing 4 Forest of Giant Plants to be able to evolve. Of course, that's, makes the most sense. And then we are playing 2 Grass, Fire, Psychic, Darkness blend energies. So we're using this in order to use the Psychic energy to attack with Fast Raid and to use the Grass energy to attack with Decidueye GX to use its GX Hollow Hunt attack. So yeah, that's the deck right there. Let me know what you guys think. I actually think this deck is really good. Things that it could struggle with, of course, going second against Trevenant, a Trevenant break deck and getting turn 1 item locked. This entire portion of our deck is items, so we really would struggle with something like a Vileplume lock, and then also something else would be Wobbuffet if your opponent starts Wobbuffet. Something you could do if you're expecting a lot of that is you could cut maybe one of the Shaymins for a Mew from Fate's Collide, and a Mew with a Blend Energy and a Muscle Band is enough to one-shot a Wobbuffet with Fast Raid. So that's something you could definitely do there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the deck. Be sure to leave a like on this video, and be sure you're subscribed if you want to see more videos like this one. Looking forward to doing some more Sun and Moon content coming up soon, and until next time, guys, take care.